Miscellany. Let's speak Bahasa Indonesia. Indonesian pop and regional songs, international musical entertainment, as well as news and information about Indonesia and abroad. Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.
West Sumatra, famous for its ancient history, echoing through its canyons. Wonderful contours formed by the tectonic slabs, with fertile volcanic land crossed by the grandeur of Bukit Barisan. Ageless natural beauty is felt every step we walk and every sight we see, leaving behind countless tales of myths, hard to be neglected. Catch the beauty of Lake Maninjau. Wonderful landscape is witnessed when we fly over the top of Lawang Hill. Priceless high elevated adventure. Pedaling together around Singkarak Lake. Experience the phenomenon of walking on the living bridge, while the waterfall refreshes the travelers. Evolving with time, without letting go of the inscribed history. Villagers keeping their joyous traditions. Baca, which means cow race. The elegance of martial art. Silat. Visiting the Pagarion Palace. Acknowledge the culture history of Minangkabau. The enchanting plate dance will greet guests, exposing their striking physical invulnerability. Taste the various traditional culinary of West Sumatra. Padang main dishes uniquely served to your table, well known for their savory and spicy flavors. While cakes and beverages are exceptional. The spicy balado cassava chips. And of course, the legendary delicious satay padang. Delight in the beauty of silver crafts in an elegant ivory nuance. Try on the rich, colorful sun-kit fabrics and carefully attempt to knit in this house of weaving. A new experience you can bring home. Take steps through a history. From Japan's bunker to the biggest coal mining in its era. Encounter the splendor of West Sumatra and merge into its glorious beauty. With the power of history flawlessly intertwined with the wonders of nature. Wonderful Indonesia.
Void listener, as we know, today is the rainy season, you might say, but it is actually the middle of the year. Especially in Indonesia, the middle of the year is usually known for its summer season. But currently, rain has been pouring down all over the place, especially in Jakarta area and other regions of Indonesia. And as you can say, there is quite the difference of weather today, especially in Indonesia, especially the summer with rain. Because of that, many things started to happen, floods, and some food will be affected. So, to know more about this, we have a special interview today with Dr. Afari Rajab, the Director of Climate Change, Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency of Indonesia, about the watch out for the wet drought on the VOI Talk today. How are you, Dr. Fari? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, Doctor. How are you today?
Yeah. I just can hear you. Yeah, I'm fine. Good. How about you?
I'm fine too. But can we say the same thing about the weather in Indonesia today, especially in the summer with having lots of rain? Even though I love the rain, but having this kind of rain, and especially in this time, will it be a problem for the weather in Indonesia?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to inform us that Indonesia is the huge geographical area with uh, wide range of climatological type variability. So that's why, in terms of the climate type, or we call it climate zone, in Indonesia we have around 699 climate zone. In every climate zone, they have their own local characteristic. Uh, and different in the beginning of dry season, the peak of dry season and the end of dry season, and also in the wet season. The beginning, the peak, and the end is different in every climate zone. This year, in dry season 2025, some of Indonesian region, some of climatic zone in Indonesia is already entering the dry season. For example, in Sumatra, most part of Sumatra currently is in the middle of the dry season. In some part of Kalimantan, but in Java and some part in Bali and West Nusa Tenggara, East Nusa Tenggara, we are approaching the dry season, but we still have rainfall. So that's why we call it above normal dry seasons. The dry season that has rainfall that higher than the normal. So that's why we call it the above normal dry season this year. Even though in July, normally we are already entering the dry season, but still we have quite amount of rainfall.
Okay, so speaking about that, how long does it usually happen? How long will it happen, the abnormal rainfall that is happening right now? Is it going to last like in 2022, I guess, where the dry season is super long without any rain falling down?
Yes, in some part, for example, in Sumatra, the duration of the dry season is quite normal. The length of the dry season is quite normal. But in Java, based on our prediction, we will have kind of shorter period of dry season. So we will approaching the peak of dry season in August, and it could last until end of October. And then in the beginning of November, we will approaching another wet season, another rainy season. So we can say this year the dry season is quite short. In Java, Bali, and Nusa Tenggara area, it's quite short dry season, and then we will start to approach another rainy season in end of October until beginning of November.
Okay, so with this abnormal type of weather that is currently happening in Java, especially, or the other parts of Indonesia that is supposed to be having dry season, is it a beneficial thing or is it a bad thing to have, especially for the crops and the farms that are being planted over there?
Yeah. Uh, in terms of the agriculture, uh, we need to have a look what kind of commodity, crop commodity that affected by this kind of climate situation or climate condition. For example, for paddy rice field, uh, it's good to have more water in this dry season. But in the other side, for example, for tobacco, it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign to have more rainfall in dry season because tobacco to have a good quality of tobacco, and it needs lesser rainfall in dry season. But something, the most important thing that we have to be considered is the preparedness in any kind of the situation, any kind of the impact. We have to prepare for the impact of this above normal dry season, for the possibility of natural disasters.
Okay, so for the effect, especially for the crops, like you said before, the tobacco, will it, did we have mitigation for these types of weather that is going to happen, or maybe that is happening right now, a mitigation or a plan B that you can say?
Yeah, in terms of mitigation, Indonesian Agency for Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics (BMKG), as for our duty, we have uh, make some mitigation action in terms of preparing the early forecast, the early prediction, early warning information to the users, to the public, including in agricultural sectors. For example, we have disseminate our prediction, our forecast to the farmers, including the tobacco farmers in some field of area in Indonesia, and we make a kind of close coordination with the farmers to anticipate this above normal dry season.
Okay, but has there any other wet drought that is currently happening in Indonesia? Is there any type, or does it happen subsequently, or is it just a random thing that just appear out of nowhere?
Yeah, the above normal, this above normal dry season is uh, also affected by another global phenomenon. For example, we have the monsoon, the Australian monsoon, the uh, the dry air blowing from Australia to Indonesian region that normally can induce the dry season in Indonesia. But this year, that flow it's quite changing. Yeah, it's not completely entering Indonesian region, so that's why we still have rainfall in this dry season. So we can say in terms of climate prediction until end of 2025 or in beginning next year 2026, we still has a possibility to be affected by the higher than normal rainfall in Indonesian region.
Okay, so the changing of the weather is actually quite random, or will it happen like every year or so?
Yeah, no, it cannot be identified as a regular event, but what we have uh, conducted so far is to observe closely all the phenomena that affected our climatic condition in Indonesia. What I can say now, it's the atmospheric situation or the dynamicity of uh, our atmosphere is more dynamic than before. So the variability of the climate is become more complicated than before.
Is it because of the global warming or just an event that just happens?
Yeah, uh, in long-term discussion, or if we consider the long time series of data, we could agree that this global warming is one of the factor that affecting this high variability of climate. For example, globally, now we can see the strong evidence that our globe, our Earth, has become uh, warmer than the normal. Yeah, the temperature is consistently increasing.
Okay, so for the final question, I would like to ask you, what is possibly the message that you are going to give to the community, especially to face this abnormal dry season during this time?
Yeah. Firstly, I would like to remind us all to keep the preparation action, the climate early action. We can start from ourselves, from our internal in the house. Yeah, so we can start the green activities in the family. Yeah. So we start from ourselves, and then we could realize that all the mitigation action started by me, by ourselves. So we can be prepared for the impact of this above normal dry seasons. For example, like the impact like the natural disasters like a flood or flash flood. Yeah, so we can start mitigation action, early action by ourselves at the beginning, and then keep monitoring, keep accessing the information from BMKG.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Fahri Rajab, for your time and information, especially this abnormal season that is happening in Indonesia today. And that's it today for VI Talk Voice Lister. Thank you so much for tuning in this special episode of VI Talk about the random and watch out for wet drought season that is happening in Indonesia. And I'll see you again next time only on Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world, in another VI Talk. So stay tuned with us in Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.